Hi, everybody, wherever you may be. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down a road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant.
It's been a few days. Thank you so much for the kind cards, letters, and emails. My goodness.
I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow?
So I hope you all know the reason why I'm playing this song is because I'm trying to thank you properly.
And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend.
Literally 5 continents reached out to me, and I just can't believe that actually happened. Really can't. Thank you all for that.
If it's a car you lack, I'd surely buy you a Cadillac. Whatever you need, any time of the day or night. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow?
Now I'm going to apologize up front for the way I look, but hey, we're doing the show, right?
And when we both get older, with walking canes and hair of gray, have no
From the 4 winds of the world who watch this show daily, I just want to sit here for a moment and say,
thank you for being a friend.
thank you so much for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you.
And I mean it.
Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a
Your
friend. I wanna thank you.
emails and comments have just been stunning. Thank you so much, everybody. I know it's a long intro,
For being a friend.
but it really means a lot because it comes from my heart.
Thank you for being a friend.
All right, let's get the show on the road. Oh my goodness gracious. It looks bad, but it'll work. Hang on, everybody. Around the world, away we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show in Oregon. My name's Larry. My call sign is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Welcome back to Ham Radio Live. I know I look crummy. For those that don't know, skin cancer surgery, and that's what it is. Take care of your skin. Don't do that. It just, that's my public service message. Thank you so much for, listening to the show and this message, okay?
When I say whoa, I mean whoa.
All right, let's get some welcomes in. Cliff Bolt, State of Virginia, Whiskey Delta 4, Oscar Bravo Papa, welcome. Adam Ocala, Florida, November Yankee 5, Echo. Will Myers, out of the state of Wisconsin. Will, thank you for the PayPal donation. Man, that was so cool. The new mic exciter, it gave us a chance to finally buy it. Thank you, Cliff. William. Thanks, Will. Really. It's been broken like 6 months, so thank you. Kim Cheney, thanks for being here. Kilo Oscar 4, India Papa, India. Welcome back. Brandenburg, Kentucky. And folks, if I make mistakes, reading this stuff, because I'm having a little bit of time still, hard time seeing. So just understand. I'm here because I missed you guys, and that's the truth. That's no lie. So thank you for coming. My brother Bob, courtesy WIFI, welcome. Greg, Bettendorf, Iowa is here. Kilo Fox 0, Charlie Zulu. Thank you. Glad to see you back. Thank you, Greg. That means a lot to me. Thank you. And thank you, Adam, as well. Chris is here from Scotland. We're going to talk about a little stuff that Chris is doing. Yeah. Chris has got a great page on YouTube. I shouldn't say a page, it's a channel. But he's got a really good Moxon build going on. If you'd like to build a directional antenna, it's not going to cost you a fortune. Watch his videos. They're fantastic. They really are. Mark, hello, Mark. Mark Wickens, woot, caught you live. Mike 0. Sorry, November Oscar Mike. Thank you. He says, but now on the radio in the car. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. Uh-oh. You got me. Forget it. You're here. Rod Clare, Salem, Oregon. Welcome. Kilo 7, Lima Alpha Papa. Thank you, Cliff, for what you said. It's nice about the thumbs up. Thanks. I don't just don't ask for them. Gary Strong, Whiskey 9, Papa Yankee, Las Vegas is here. Welcome. And by the way, Gary, you're going to love that bioenno battery. You really will. It's going to keep your radio charged. You don't need a power supply. Plug it in. Use Anderson power pole connectors. It'll work brilliantly for you. Daniel's here from the state of New Hampshire. Kilo Charlie 1, Mike Romeo Zulu. Daniel, how'd the thing go with the antenna at the legislature? Let me know. And then Anton, Papa Charlie 4, Alpha Delta. We got a picture of Anton, his grandchild, today. It'll be great. Hope you like it. Also, in honor of Anton, I've got the Argentina tonight for the show. The Argentina TV closed down. The old-fashioned time when the TV was go off the air, right, to sign off. This one's from Argentina in honor of Anton, and him sending me such a beautiful photo. I'm looking forward to sharing that. James is here. Hi, James. Kilo India 5, Oscar Echo Bravo. James, first-timer, welcome to Ham Radio Live. You know, we spend about an hour. We talk about radio, and we just enjoy to this company. We talk about lots of topics. You'll find reviews and stuff here sometimes. I'll do that. But for the most part, I want all the people that watch the show to be the stars. That's why you guys are, it's interactive and stuff. And I'm glad you're part of it, James. Thank you for coming today. Nikolai, welcome. Romania, Yankee Oscar 8, November, India Kilo. Thank you for coming, my friend. And let's see. DX guys, Chris said, stop saying me dang call sign. Oh, I see where we're going with this. I know where we're going now. Okay.
Stop saying my goddamn call sign. Do you understand?
Oh, this guy's just never going to get off there, is he? He's just never going to leave. Fernando, welcome. That's Italy. Welcome, my friend. Scott is here from Colorado, and thank you for coming. Folks, the whole passion of what we do is to try and help you get into ham radio. Contact a large radio club. It's going to help you find a local club to you, like the RSGB. That's the Radio Society of Great Britain. Find them at www.rsgb.org. Please hit the contact us part. They will find a radio club close to you that'll help you get licensed. And the cool part is after you get licensed, right, then you learn ham radio. Contact them at www.rsgb.org. Tonight's the show for WRMI CQ Calling. Going to be talking about GMRS. I said last week it was the global mobile radio service. Oh my gosh. Talk about just wanting to just shoot yourself and just cut the show. No, it's the general mobile radio service. We talked about that this week on the show. I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be tonight to Europe, North Africa, Middle East, 2015 UTC on 15770, and they'll also replay the show Friday at 2115 UTC on 7780 kilohertz. North America has a show tonight, 7:30 p.m. on WRMI. It's going to be at 9395 kilohertz. Caribbean, Central, and South America gets a show tonight, 8:15 Eastern on 9955 kilohertz. That show also simulcast on the internet stream at www.wrmi.net. In ham radio news, Suffolk Slant 70 permitted for Platinum Jubilee. Following a request by the Radio Society of Great Britain, Ofcom has indicated that stations wishing to retain their usual regional secondary locator to identify their DXCC entity may use the Suffolk Slant 70 to celebrate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Now, it's also permitted to use the Slant 70 suffix with the Golf Quebec, Mike Quebec, and to Quebec prefix if desired, okay? They're talking about doing this throughout June of 2022, and the RCB wants to thank Ofcom for its support of the Queen's Jubilee celebrations. That's pretty cool stuff. Folks, if you'd like to email the show, have a suggestion, maybe a comment, question about a product. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about what Nick, I'm thinking three things. Forgive me. What Ishmael said from Dominica. He said he has a 10-meter directional Yagi that's got 11 dBd of gain. Now, we're going to talk about that today. dBd versus dBi and what it really means when you're using a directional antenna. We'll talk about that. If you have something you'd like to have a question regarding, on the show so we can make a segment out of it, please reach me at hamradiolive@gmail.com. All right? All right, folks, let's get to today's topic question. It is, what's your next radio purchase? Doesn't need to be a radio. It could be a tuner, it could be an amp, it could be maybe a noise cancellation thing, it could be a gizmo, whatever. It could be a clock, I don't care. Let me know, and we'll put it in the comment section of the show. The weather today, powered by ICOM. ICOM for the love of ham radio. Here's your A1A, and it's not a great forecast. We'll talk about how things changed in the last 3 hours. Here it is up close. We do have sunspots, and we do have decent conditions. You will be able to make calls. You will. It's just the conditions are not the greatest. The reason why, 53, this is a coronal hole and it's facing Earth. We have a negative BZ latitude. That is causing propagation issues in the ionosphere. The last 3 days of solar activity, take a look. We didn't hit an M flare, but we did get some good C flares here. That charges up the ionosphere and keeps the sun going and keeps us happy. And here comes the bad news.
No!
Yeah. K-index now K5. That means noise floors have went up significantly, especially on the lower bands like 40, 80, 160. But it does charge up the aurora. Take a look at the aurora australis here. Pretty cool, right? Look at all the area around Antarctica that you can work the aurora. Here you're in the north. Look at this. The aurora, the northern aurora is fantastic. It really is. Lots of activity for people who want to work the aurora. And taking a look at QRZ conditions today. All right, at 1650 GMT, SFI 126, solar number was 78, A3, K3. All right, now K3 means unsettled. All right, now look at the BZ latitude. It's minus 12.0. That's really bad. Okay, solar wind, at least not too bad, 414.7 kilometers per second. Moon bouncers have fair condition, but look at the aurora at the top right. Mid-latitude aurora. That means you can work the aurora tonight. And, you know, if you want to, if you can see it, certainly work it. You can see the HF band conditions. Take a look at that down at the bottom left. Okay, 80 through 10. Take a look at that. And now let's take a look at this. Literally 3 hours later. Look at the HF conditions. SFI 126, solar number 78. A was 3, K is now 5. BZ latitude, there you go. Minus 9.5 solar wind, 401.2 kilometers per second. Still the mid-latitude aurora for tonight, but take a look at the HF conditions. They went way down because we're in the middle of a geomagnetic storm. In fact, according to solarham.net, the BZ component, which is the negative BZ, take a look here, bottom of the first top section there on the left, it says BZ minus 9.5. All right, so that's where they're referencing. The BZ component of the interplanetary magnetic field, IMF, carried past Earth via the solar wind has been pointing south for a long duration. Minor G1 geomagnetic storm conditions have been observed at higher latitudes. Aurora skywatchers should be alert as it, when it's dark outside. Then it says alert, geomagnetic K-index of 5, threshold reached today at 1702 UTC. So it is an active G1 magnetic storm. This is what's going to happen now, all right? Loud bands today due to solar conditions for the voice bands all the way around the world, especially north. North is going to be affected more than anybody. 20, 17, 15, 12, and 10 meters in the north. And the 10 meters is going to last probably 2, 3, maybe 4 hours during the middle of the day. You'll have some good conditions. The rest of the world, mid and south latitudes, you'll get 20, 17, 15, 12, and 10 meters. CB radio people, you get to play today on 11 meters. How's that for fun? People in the mid and south latitudes, you'll have it most of the day. And people who like to work data modes, FT8 and JT65, so forth, should be fine. 30 to 10 meters all latitudes. High noise floors tonight on the lower frequencies. That's 160, 80, and 40 meters, plus a little bit of 30 meter noise as well. Nighttime handband openings, 160, 80, 75, 60, and 40. Remember, high noise floors. Keep your voice, your headphones down. You'll be glad later in life because you'll have better hearing, right? Also, 30 meters will be open tonight. Best DX is on 40 in the north, plus 80 meters. A little loud on 80 tonight for sure because of the conditions. Southern Hemisphere, 20 meters will work great about an hour after sunset, but work your MUFs right around the sunrise, sunset area, and you're going to make great calls because you're working near your MUF. Shortwave bands, and by the way, on the MUF, don't work over it. Okay, if you see maximum usable frequency, let's say maximum usable frequency is at 16.9 megahertz, all right? And you think, well, wow, 17, that's not far from 17. No, don't work 17, go to 20, because the maximum usable frequency is 16.9. You've got to go lower than that, okay? Shortwave nighttime bands open today. 120, 90, 75, 60, 49, 41, 31, 25, 22, and the 19-meter band will work great in the southern hemisphere for about an hour after sunset, and your signals will fade away. Good stuff right now on 60, 49, 31, and the 25-meter band, all right? Let's get back to you and your comments, and Larry's going to do his best to be able to read them, okay? That's going to be the challenge of today's show. So, there you go. And so I'm sorry I said Netherlands. Sorry, I said Argentina. I'm sorry about that, buddy. I'm from the Netherlands, having a queen that has an Argentina root. So at least I got that part right. Thanks for letting me know. Greg Robinson, welcome. He's from Vancouver, Washington. Just got here. What does the other guy look like, Larry? Well, you should see him, man.
No!
Yeah. Ray Novak from ICOM said, your wife has got a great right hook. And I said, boy, you don't remember part on A Few Good Men, right? Remember Jack Nicholson sitting there? He's got the big stogie in his mouth. He's sitting there. He looks over Tom Cruise and goes, you got to ask me nicely. That's what I told Ray. I need to ask her nicely. Anyway, yeah, just skin cancer surgery, and thank goodness they got it all. That's the main thing. Daniel, regarding your NH antenna thing, the New Hampshire antenna thing, the House voted to send it for interim study, whatever that means. I'll update you when I get more information. Interim study, what it means is they're actually going to think about it for a moment, decide, well, is this really a good idea or not? Because I'm sure the ARL is climbing all over them for doing that. What a stupid idea. You're going to penalize people who have ham radio antennas in New Hampshire who can save people's life during a nor'easter. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. I've heard dumber things. From even our own president. So there you go. 3 more years. Okay. Chris in Scotland, any word about the new 8-meter band, 40 megahertz in USA? No, haven't heard anything yet on 40 megs. I know they're talking about it. I do know that. I haven't seen any news on that. So, Daniel, isn't DBD and DBI like absolute humidity versus roll? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, DBD is dB versus a dipole antenna. And that's usually 2.15 or so of gain. Because remember, a dipole is basically a long wire, and it transmits a little bit of gain off the sides versus end to end. A DBI is an isotropic antenna, which is basically a made-up antenna standing there in free space, has no base, has no ground radials, but can transmit in all directions. There's no gain to it. So when you have an antenna versus DBD, it means it's going to be compared to a DB dipole antenna. DBI versus a DBI antenna for isotropic means there's no gain. So what Ishmael had said was his new 10-meter antenna was a DBD antenna. It was 11 dB of gain on 10 meters. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the comment. So we'll get to that for Ishmael. Yeah. Daniel, next radio purchase, a bouquet of flowers for my wife for anniversary to encourage her to ignore my impending Yaesu FT70 DR purchase. It's great. It's great. Mike, Larry, and your stream, hope you're feeling better. Thank you. We're going to go as long as we can. We'll go as long as we can. Face is kind of stinging, so we'll see how we go. Mike, your friend Angry Ham, 10 meters right now. Yeah, I know. Yeah. What was interesting was a while ago, there were some people that were working on he works, let me show you where he works. It's every day between about 11 a.m. and forever. He's here at 28425 on 10 meters. That's where he's at. And today, when I first came in, somebody was at 14426, and so it was about 14428. No kidding. And I imagine he was in his shack, absolutely screaming his guts out, just mad as heck because they're causing QRM to him, you know?
Stop saying my goddamn call sign. I talk to who I want to. I'm an American. You don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, so basically that was happening, and I was kind of laughing to myself, waiting for him to go freak out on somebody else. Chris, DX Scotland, don't forget Valentine's Day soon, guys. Remember, we get brownie points remembering. Don't forget. Absolutely. By the way, I had some good news, too. My back surgery got moved up. I've fallen a couple of times. It's just because of the pain in my back. So the doctor wants to move it up as fast as they can get it. So it's March 10th now. So my wife knows that. And I went out and I had saved up some money a little bit on the side. And, I really wanted the ID52A. I've wanted it for a while. So I went and bought it. Then my wife goes and she gives me the money back for it. So my wife literally bought me the handheld because of the surgery I just went through, and plus the back surgery coming up in about 6 weeks. So thanks to Karen for that. That's going to be fun. Be able to sit and just play ham radio from my chair when I can't move, which would be good. Adam, good investment, both flowers and the Yaesu HT. I have that particular handheld. Muy bueno. Very nice. Andy in the UK. Mike 7 X-ray Tango 2. By the way, I need to say this. Thank you to Will Myers as well. Gosh darn it. It's going to bother me all day. I don't want it to. We received 2 really cool donations on PayPal to help pay for the mic exciter. And today, after 6 months, I finally was able to buy it. So thank you to you guys who did that. Thank you. Andy Bronson, Mike, guys, sorry, Larry, I want to start mobile, Yaesu 991A or Yaesu 891 with ADIS antenna. That's your choice made on that. If I'm going to go mobile with the rig right now, I really would rather go with the, I like the 7100 a lot. I do, because it does everything. And it's small, right? You don't have the giant head. You just hold it. It's literally, you can hold it in your hand, but sit on the desk. It's a 45-degree angle, and it works great. Gosh, you can use that with, a screwdriver antenna or something like that, Andy, and you'll work continents with that radio. You really will. You will work continents. 7100, and just pull yourself a really good mobile antenna, hook it on your rig, man, and you'll work the world. No kidding. It'll blow your mind. There are videos out there here on YouTube that show it being done. It's phenomenal. It really is. I'm trying to think of the antenna manufacturer who does that, and I just can't think of it now. But yeah, that'd be my rec. That'd be my recommendation. Will Myers, Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India Mike. I'm going to try and do the same with my next antenna purchase. Yes. And by the way, William, thank you for helping to get the mic exciter. We did it. Yep, we got it today. Mic exciter, what they do, they bring in depth. You can add sound effects like echo, which I don't use, but they bring more fullness to the sound. In fact, I just realized I've got this set for the AM show. Hold on. I do. It's set for WMR. That's why it's got a high pitch to it. Now we'll bring it to the regular show. It'll sound much better here right now. See? Now we're back to the regular show setting. Interesting how that is, right? Now it sounds like it normally does, where before it was really high pitched. You want to do that for AM because the signal has to be heard better. So you cut out all of the depth and put in treble, a lot of high end, and it'll go better. That's how AM works. So thank you again, Will, for doing that. Very kind. Rod Clare. Next hand purchase, got the 9700 ordered. Now thinking about the mics for the FTDX 3000 and 9700. Can I use one standard mic, or do I need specific mics for each rig? Still investigating. They both have the same mic input. They do. Just depends what you want. I like the handhelds. I mean, I don't know that a desk mic's could give you a whole lot of help. I'll be honest, I don't. I would invest the money in a good set of headphones with a boom mic. Did you know, by the way, Heil sold? Yeah. Heil Manufacturing. Bob's going to serve as a consultant, but Heil, actually, the company sold just recently. Rod from Pennsylvania. Hello, welcome. Whiskey 3, Mike Papa Golf. Very, very happy Thursday to you, my friend. Darren Barwick, thank you. Best wishes, Larry. 15 meters has been brilliant today. 2 Echo 0, Oscar Bravo Mike. Darren, thank you for the kind email. I appreciate that. And yeah, 15 is fantastic. Release. 10's good. Here he is. Here he is. I just looked real quick. You'll hear him now.
Yeah, Ed, I don't want to break up your chat here. Are you the one that's up there on Farm Road 20, over?
Godzilla, you're in the weeds. No signal, no copy, in the weeds.
It's been a while since we talked here. Like JJI, okay.
Yeah, so he's there, 28425. Just saw him. Thought I would go off topic for a moment. Forgive Larry for being a little bit crazy there for just a moment. Jeez. And thank you, Darren. Thank you so much. Nice words. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is really, it was a lot more than I thought, but I really wanted to get a show done before Friday if I could. It was important because the WRMI shows are today. So I want to make sure and remind people, if you want to listen to a shortwave show about, the not global, general radio mobile service, which is way up on UHF, and you can work line of sight, then cool. It'll be a fun show for people because radio is radio, right? I mean, look, I can change this channel simply and make it just about reviews, right? One after the other. Make them each 10 minutes to 7 to 10, and tell you about different products. But the show is supposed to be like a radio show that you're involved with. Think about it like if you had the FM radio and you could call into a talk show. That's what it is. It's about radio. We do it almost every day. Uncle Harold's here from Canada. Good to see you, and thank you for coming. Appreciate it, man. Don't forget, give me your address. I've got a QSL card for you, mate. Cliff Engel, I use one mic, PR781, but have different adapters on each rig. Makes the switch easier. Roger McKeon, thank you, and thank you for your kindness. It's very nice. Welcome to you as well. Kilo Juliet 7, Lima Lima X-ray. That's kind. Thank you, Roger. Thank you. Wow, you guys are the best. You are. You really are. That's why I played the Andrew Gold song at the beginning. Adam, November Yankee 5 Echo. Next ham radio purchase going to Hamcation, Orlando tomorrow. I'll let you know. Check the Icon booth. They're going to have good deals. There we are. Adam, seriously. Yep, they have some great deals. Plus, work the ID52A. Let me know what you think of it. I'm excited to get it. Really am. Because it's going to be my best friend after back surgery. Rod Clare, that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, you'll be fine. I mean, Rod, you'll be fine with the microphone. I've had great signal reports with the hand mic. I think a lot of times people, I don't know, it's almost like they get so trapped into getting extra gizmos for something that's not broken that they really don't need, but they get them because it's cool or because they want it. I would invest in a set of headphones with a boom mic. And there's two reasons. Number one, you'll hear better. Number two, you'll transmit just as well. You really will, because those mics are already set up for you to be able to be heard on SSB. They're not great for AM, and they're not perfect for FM at all, but they're really good, okay? So I would invest in something that lets you hear better while you still transmit well. See what I mean? I mean, there's so many things in ham radio that I don't think people really need. But if you want to upgrade, make an upgrade that really helps you. That would be my advice to you, my friend. Uncle Harold had a nice QSO with a station in Argentina on 10 this morning. Yep, and that's right, exactly what's going on. The MUFs. Take a look at the map. Did I show you the map? I didn't show you the map today, did I? The map from North America to South America is wide open. It's similar to Europe right now. Europe, you can work from east to all the way to the Far East. So you can go from like London and all the way in Scotland, and then the folks in Ireland, you can go all the way out to Japan and down into Australia right now in 480. It's great conditions, it really is. Just a little louder than normal. Cliff, Maryland has a ham radio antenna bill proposal as well this session. We'll see what happens. Idiots. Whiskey 3 Kilo Oscar. You know, these are people that have no idea. They have no knowledge about ham radio. Zero. They had somebody that talked to them and said, you know what? I don't like living in a neighborhood where some guy has this darn antenna and it's driving me crazy. I hate it. First of all, if you have a resonant antenna with good feed line, you're not going to mess with their television. Ever. You won't. Unless they're still on a terrestrial television from 1977, and that's really their problem, not yours, right? Seriously, this is dumb. So, I mean, ham radio antennas, look, there are HOAs, there are places with HOAs that say you can't use them, can't have them. Fine. Don't move to those places. But I don't need my state to tell me that I can't use a ham radio antenna put on my own property that I own. That is garbage. Pure and simple garbage. No, that's the government just getting too involved with my life. But that's been happening a lot lately, hasn't it? Jeez. Jason Heff. Thank you. Hope you're feeling better. Thank you, Jace. That's very, very nice. VK Radio Ham, welcome. Victor Kilo 3 Golf Echo Kilo. Thank you very much. Rod, congrats on the ID52. We can talk VHF, UHF. I've been carrying one with my handheld. He's good with the handhelds. We'll do that. That'll be fun. Greg Robinson recently got the ID52. I recently got it. Very high quality. Feels like a real tool instead of a toy. That was a gift. I mean, for me, it's a lot of money. So I'd saved up and I got real close, right? And I thought, okay, I can pay everything they need to, and there's just enough money left over. So I took cans back. Don't lie. Took some cans back, got money back to do that. And then what was cool was that the mic extender got to be replaced too. So it's been a really, for as rough of a week it's been a great week because of all of you too. So thanks for doing that. Again, I don't know when, I think the mic extender comes like sometime mid-February. So thank you for that very much. Kevin, thank you. His next purchase could be an ICOM 705. Great radio, excellent battery. One thing that's bad, I've heard about the 52A, is battery life. We'll see. Chris, I'm going to a hospital tomorrow to have a lump the size of a walnut investigated in his back. Oh my gosh, Chris. Well, you'll be in our prayers, mate. Seriously. Let us know how you do. Please do that. I don't know there'll be a show tomorrow. This is a test show. I want to see how it goes. Yeah, so there you go. Let's see. And Mike's going to be at Hamcation tomorrow. A lot of folks in Florida being at Hamcation. Great deals. Great deals there. By the way, if anybody's there and you happen to go to the Yaesu booth, would you please kick them all in the shin for me, please? No! Thank you. Just really hard, too. Yeah, it'll be fine. It's not that I don't like the radios. The company's just, anyway. I'll leave it there. Anton from Holland, next purchase having a decent rig and a decent antenna. An amplifier might be next. No idea what kind of. Get your antenna first. Seriously, Anton, no lie. Buy a great antenna first. You buy the great antenna up front, and you don't really need an amplifier sometimes because you can work the world and we'll talk about this today. 100 watts gets multiplied a lot because of the gain. Now, that doesn't mean you're putting out more watts. It just means that the amount of gain you're getting is better. So buy the antenna. If you have a chance, for example, to buy yourself a full legal limit amplifier or a good directional antenna, and you don't have the money for a tower, buy a good directional antenna, one that you can use, right? Urban Beam by Step by Arc, good antenna. Now, you live in Holland where you can have, ice and snow and stuff like that. It might be a little hard on that antenna. It could have a problem, but you have a problem with any directional antenna with ice and snow. It's a phenomenal antenna. At least 6.5, 6.7, 7 dB I have gain. DBD, sorry, I've gain. That's what I do. Antenna, every time. Daniel, I prefer hand mics because I have computers on my desk and I can hang mics off the ledge. Yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I just don't get these people in legislatures who are making these deals. It's just dumb. Totally dumb. Anton just worked FT8. Victor Papa 8, Victor Kilo on 20. It's been dark for a long time already. And that, by the way, is on 20 meters. That's a good example that you can work 20 after dark sometimes. It's good. Yep. Grumpy's back. Hi, Grumpy. Welcome back, mate. Get well soon. With no grumpiness. That's great. I'm not grumpy. I just don't like people who tell me what to do. Like my government. I don't need my government to tell me what to do. I just don't need to. I mean, if it's legal for me to have it, don't make it illegal for me to keep it. Right? Anyway. And Anton's already got a DX Commander. Great stick. It is a great stick. Cliff Engel, Maryland's bill codifies that hams can install towers, reasonable accommodation, so hams can't be excluded via zoning ordinances. I think the sponsoring legislature is a ham. Now that is a good idea. Right there. That's a good idea. Yeah. Like I say, if you've already got the antenna, it's your property. Do what you want. As long as you're within the law, they can be so high, right? Make it only so high. Do it the right way. You will be fine. Yeah. William, enjoy your day. Thank you for coming. Let's talk about who's coming real quick, and then we'll get into the main part of the show, which is gain off of a directional antenna, how you compute it. Coming up in 2 days, Charlie from Red Summit RF going to join us about portable antenna, portable radio stations, working away from home. My gosh, who knew? Yes. It's going to be amazing. November Juliet, 7 Victor, all the way in Arizona, going to show us about working Great Ways Portable. I am so excited for Charlie's show. It's going to be at 20 UTC this Saturday. Then Jeff Doran, the following Saturday on the 19th of February, November Juliet 2, Union Sierra joins us to talk about beverage antennas. You can listen much better by putting a beverage antenna on your property if you have the room, and he's going to talk about that. The following Saturday, Tom Pollard, Alpha Echo 1 Tango Papa, Alpha 92 Golf Whiskey, talks about using an affordable adjustable whip antenna, which makes great calls. It really does. And it'll cost you less than like $100 shipped. Meet Tom, February 26th at 20 UTC. Smoke and Ape comes on March 5th, 20 UTC. You can talk about antennas, ham radio, his YouTube channel, and a whole bunch more. Please join us on March 5th at 20 UTC for the Smoke and Ape. Now, I've got one set for March 12th with Kevin. I don't know that it'll happen now because of the back surgery being scheduled for the 10th. So, Kev, we may have to reschedule. Just depends on what happens here. I think we'll probably schedule that. But he's currently scheduled for March 12th at 20 UTC, talking QRP and taking your questions. By the way, I talked about this the other day, that there was a segment on the WIA magazine that had silos on it, right? And I was like, gosh darn it, it didn't render. I couldn't believe the thing couldn't render. We'll talk about that in just a few moments. Actually, there is a class in Australia for silos on the air. I kid you not. First, let's get to this. This is a gain calculator, and I'll give you the description section, the link to it, so you'll know. It's simple. Okay. First of all, we're going to talk about isotropic antennas. And for people who don't know ham radio or are getting into it, an isotropic antenna, think of it as an antenna floating in free space. It doesn't connect on the ground to anything. It's not on Earth. It just floats around. Now, why would we do that? Here's why. Because it goes in all directions, 360 degrees. The radiation pattern from that antenna, if one really existed, would go all directions equally. No gain in any direction. If you have a dipole antenna, different, because along a dipole's edges, broadside, it has a little bit of gain to it. Not a tremendous amount, right about 2.15 dB. That's about it. But there's a little bit of gain broadside of the antenna. So if you're putting a dipole up, let's say it's an inverted V, right? You want to kind of get an idea of where you might want to work. Say, for example, you're in Holland, okay? And you want to work into Europe and possibly Africa, Middle East, go over the pole and try and work Canada and US. You want broadside from your dipole to go those directions. So you're going to point it not north and south, or sorry, be northeast and southwest. You won't point it that way. Instead, the ends should be the other way, right? Because you're trying to broadside towards Europe, Africa, and over the pole. So one end of that antenna element should be facing the northeast. Excuse me, let me think this out where you're at in Holland. One is going to face the southwest. The other is going to face the northeast, okay? Then broadside's going to go the way you want it to. But there are ways that antenna companies sell antennas with gain on them, all right? There's two ways. One is DBI, which means it is compared to a dipole isotropic, DB isotropic, meaning a made-up antenna in free space with no gain. One is DBD. DBD means dipole in, not like a normal dipole, period, and its gain of 2.15. So it's comparing this antenna compared to 2.15 off of a dipole. That's what it is. So it's DBI or DBD. That's how they'll do it. Okay? So DBI, again, made up antenna, no gain. DBD, dipole antenna, 2.15. So Ishmael had a question. And his question was, how much more power does he get with his 11 dBd, so 11 dBd gain 10 meter antenna? He's a Yagi, okay? There's a really good site, and it's Golf 4 Union Romeo Hotel and Golf 8 Victor Delta Charlie out of the UK, and they're part of the RSUB. And they have a wonderful thing that'll help you convert this. Keep in mind, this is not that you're gaining power. You're still transmitting 100 watts. You're not gaining power. You're getting distance. Let me show you in a little illustration. Bad drawing, I know. Dominica, where he lives, is over here. Let's say for 100 watts before, with a dipole, he was able to work this far. So he was able to work UK, the far western part of Europe, part of Africa, and went down. That was where he was at with a simple dipole. Now he's got a 10 meter Yagi. So in 10 meters, his gain carries him way out here to part of Asia, part of Africa, part of the Middle East. It goes farther. And the reason it does is because the antenna concentrates the energy in one direction. It doesn't mean you're all of a sudden gaining power. It just means you're gaining distance. But some people like to compare it to how much more power is it going to be. Let's take a look. All right. So what Ishmael said was he wanted to know what the gain would be, what the watts would be with his antenna compared to what he's running. Okay. So dB watts, first part, convert dB watts to watts. Second part, convert watts to dB watts. Then calculating effective radiated power and effective, look at this, isotropic radiated power. All right. So you've got effective radiated power, effective isotropic radiated power here. Okay. He's going off a dipole. Okay. So he's thinking, because it says as an antenna, it's a dipole. And you can see right here what it says. Antenna gain measured in dBi and dBd. dBi is a unit measuring the gain of an antenna. The reference level, or dB, is the strength of the signal that would be transmitted by a non-directional isotropic antenna. An example, radiates equally in all directions. Remember, it's a made-up antenna. It transmits 360 degrees, okay? So this antenna exists as a mathematical concept used only as a known reference to measure antenna gain per dBi, okay? Now, a dipole or basic antenna concentrates its signal in two directions. The isotropic antenna doesn't favor any particular direction, so its dBi gain equals 0. The dipole has a 2.5, yep, the eyes aren't seeing, guys, sorry. The dipole has a 2.15 dBi measurement gained over an isotropic radiator. So a dipole wins because it has gain off of the edges, all right? So when you're comparing a dipole, dBi, you have to already realize you have 2.15 dB if you're using a dipole versus an isotropic antenna. All right. I don't want to confuse you guys. Not trying to. Remember, dipole antennas already have 2.15 dB of gain. Just remember that. Isotropic antennas have 0 gain. Okay? So let's take a look and see what he has, okay? His dB, we're not going to do the dB watts. We're not going to worry about this. We're going to enter the transmitter output power, okay? And this is going to be in watts. We're going to enter it. He said it was 100 watts. So we're going to add 100, okay, right here. And of course, we have watts or dBW, okay, which we're not using. We're using watts. That's what he has. Enter the antenna gain. He said it was 11, all right? Now over here, you've got two choices. dBi for isotropic, dBd for dipole, okay? Click dipole because he said the antenna was rated at 11 dB dBd, all right? Hit the calculate button. This is going to tell us what the wattage equals if we were using basically the same antenna, but with gain, all right? The effective radiated power would be 31 dBW, which equals 1258.9764 watts. The effective isotropic radiated power is only 33.148, all right? And that equals, by the way, more, and it would equal more because we're talking an isotropic antenna, which has no gain. So compared to that, it'd be about 2,064 watts. If you're using the dipole, here's the number. You're effectively giving out 1,258.9. So let's say 1,260 watts. That's it. So about 1,260 watts of power with only 100 watts. So that's what it equals. So when you're using this issue, I didn't have it in the screen, guys. I'm sorry. Here it is, right here. I apologize. Please forgive me. 100 watts, like he said, 11 is his dB of gain, and it's compared to a dipole. So you add it here, hit calculate. It's going to give you this. Your effective radiated power is 31 dBW, which equals almost 1,260 watts right there. Okay? Your effective isotropic radiated power is going to be more because remember, a dipole has gain to it. Isotropic doesn't have gain. So in that case, his wattage goes way up to 2,064 if it was really, an antenna that, was really usable. But technically, he's going to be here because he's got a dipole. So it's like he took his antenna, his dipole antenna, and instead of adding an amplifier, he used a directional beam to transmit a signal, right? If he used the same antenna to copy the same amount of power going out, or, the distance this will transmit, he would need 1,260 watts. Now, he's only using 100, but the antenna has 11 dBd of gain. Because of the 11 dBd, it's like he's using about 1,260 watts to transmit from that dipole antenna. You see, that's what the difference is. That's why when I talked to you earlier about gain, I'm talking about the signal goes farther, okay? You add a directional, it goes farther. Your power is the same. It doesn't change, but it's like using 1,260 watts of power with a dipole. That's really what it is. And that's because some people want to know, okay, look, if I buy this antenna, what's it going to do for me? Well, in this case, it's going to give you about 1,260 watts in one general direction of 90 degrees, and it's going to transmit for you. And it's going to make you better calls. And the best part, you're going to hear better from that direction too as you rotate it. So Ishmael, thank you for the question. There's your answer. It's right about 1,260 watts. Let me get back up here, sorry. Oh my gosh. Hello, world. There we are. So it gives you basically 1260 watts with 11 dBd of gain. Remember, if you're looking at antennas, look at how they're compared, dBi or dBd. dBd is stronger because it's compared to an antenna that already has 2.15 dB of gain. Okay? And that's how you do it. And I'll have the calculator in the description section. So if you're looking for an antenna, or possibly you have one that you want to put up, you have a good idea of what it's going to do for you on the bands. It's a fantastic calculator. And I want to thank the folks at the RSGB for putting together a really simple thing to use. It's good. It's good. Just remember, it's not about, technically you look at it, that now you're transmitting 1260 watts. Technically, same as, okay? But in actuality, you're transmitting 100 watts into a gain antenna. That's the honest truth. That's what it does. So your signal goes a lot farther. You could be heard farther with that antenna than you would the other antenna. If you use the dipole to get the same results, he'd have to have it turned the same way, so it's broadside to that country, and he'd have to run 1260 watts. There you go. Just simply about getting more power. Don't forget, question, last time through, what's next radio purchase? Could be a radio, antenna, amplifier, or whatever. And then we'll go over it, okay? Let me try and catch up with you guys. And Anton, tower no-go here. I understand. Yeah, I won't do a tower either. Yeah, just can't do it. William, and I thought you went. You left, I thought. Have to port off. Okay, there we go. I'm caught up. Sorry. And Keto, welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Is there a call sign there? I'm sorry. It's really hard for me to see. Bear with me here. But thank you for coming. It's an honor for me to meet you today. Sorry I look like this. It's just from surgery. I'm sorry. Just want to make sure to do the show. High Flyer, welcome back. Look at this. Look at this. Great news. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to put the good music up here. Here we go. Listen. Hi, Larry. Passed my full exam on Tuesday. So now, new call sign, Mike Whiskey 0 Lima Kilo X-Ray. Still can't stop smiling. Brand new full licensee. High Flyer, congratulations. You did it, mate. And anybody that's running a tech, general, intermediate, or, a beginner license, you deserve so much more than that. You do. And you can pass the tests. You can. Don't let the syllabus fool you. Don't let the answers scare you. Don't let the math worry you. You can pass this. You really can. If you have the desire to, get it, because you deserve all the frequencies allocated for you within your country. You do. So just do your best to keep licensing up. You deserve to keep licensing up. Use the frequencies. They're there for you, and that's what you should be using. And you're good enough. Peter, thank you. Glad to see you back, Larry. You're an inspiration. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's hard to do it like this. This sucks because you can't see, but you try and come on because you care. And that's why I came. Peter, thank you. Mike 0, Papa Golf Whiskey, thank you. Andy New from Wales, good to see you. Mike 7, Charlie Union November. It's really nice to see you too, Andy. Thank you for coming. Kevin from the Emerald Isle is here. Kevin, it's always a pleasure. Thanks, Ev. Thank you, mate. Let's see. High Flyer 2 Whiskey 0 Lima Kilo X-Ray. You're a jet, Larry. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I just want people to get what they deserve in ham radio. Don't get comfortable with a lower level license. Don't. Because you deserve the higher level license every single time. And you can pass the test. Look, this isn't rocket science. And the countries that make these licenses up, don't make them so hard that they're impassable. You can do it. Just put your mind to it and have confidence in yourself. Do. You'll make it through. You will. Sorry, it's hard to smile. Jeff, Kilo Delta 9, Romeo Yankee Tango. Hello, Jeff. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming today. Rod in Pennsylvania. Next purchase may be a different mic for my TS890. I would just take the TS890 and I'd have a ball. Gosh, what a great radio. See, I thought I pulled it out, but it's the 990. Love it. Love it, Rod. That's great. Enjoy your radio, man. Yeah, enjoy your radio. Kevin, I'm just able to struggle with retaining information if I can pass. Anyone can. There it is. That's a comment of the show. That is a comment of the show. Look, I'm not smart. I'm not. Look at me. You know what I'm saying. Get your license, the highest license you can. Don't ever, ever, ever be comfortable with what you have unless it's the top license. You deserve it. You do. You can pass the test. If I can do it, you can do it. You just need to have the desire to do it. And that's what makes the winners from the losers right there. The desire to do so gives you the power to do so. You can. All right. Let's see. Steve, Mike 7, India Whiskey Hotel. Hi, all. Great to see you back, Larry. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. I'm feeling better. I'm grateful. I really am. Let's go up before we get to trivia questions. Man, oh man, we're late with these. Let's see what the great angry hams have to say up in the crow's nest before we listen. Hang on. Hold on. You got to see this. There it is. It's QRM. There it is. The angry ham's frequency is right there. And take a look. Somebody's literally right here. About 50. Nope. So he's 2 up. Good signal, too. 2 up. Angry ham's here. If there's one thing the angry ham hates, he just can't stand that doggone QRM. Yeah, hates that. But he'll sit there for, literally, I was listening to him the other day after my surgery. He was pressing. It's got to just be on a timer, right? Because it's just, he keeps saying it over. It'll go for hours. He really will. He'll do it over and over again. If you're on 10 and you listen at 28425, you will hear this endlessly. I'm serious. It'll go forever. It really will. Let's check with his friends up the crow's nest, see how the show's doing.
That was great. Fantastic.
Yeah, didn't like it.
Well, what would you know, you old fool?
Don't call me an old fool. I'll give you the evil eye.
Oh, I'm scared.
I warned him.
Your trivia today. Currently, the world is leading 60-35. First question, the TX62 tube transmitter was manufactured by what company? So the Tango X-ray 62 tube, was it A, Helicrafters, B, Hammerland, C, Amico, or D, Heathkit? One answer per person, please, the first round. TX62 tube transmitter, who made it? A, Helicrafters, B, Hammerland, C, Amico, D, Heathkit. Let me know with A, B, C, or D, and we'll let you know who gets trivia question number 1 right. And then we got one big trivia question with a fun answer that you'll like. I hope you like it. Then we'll take a look at David Lurcia's shack in Argentina. We've got a really nice sign off for him as well as a beautiful picture of he and his granddaughter. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. So who made that beautiful TX62 tube? Cliff Bolts. First one in, A, Helicrafters. Nope. Anton in Holland, Papa Charlie 4 Alpha Delta has Hammerland, B, no. Kim Cheney, Kilo 04, India Papa India. She has a Miko, and my gosh, she got it right. Congratulations, Kim. And Kim, I'm sorry. If you're a man, I don't mean anything personal in the pronoun. I really don't. But Miko's right. Here it is. Just look at this. Look, there it is. This is an interesting radio. It was a 2 meter and 6 meter transmitter. That's what it was. Here's what it looked like. And this is the one that had the TX62 tube in it. This is the Amico 2 and 6 meter transmitter. Remember? Wow. Imagine that. Greg had A. Kjell in Norway. Welcome, Kjell. He had D. Andy had D. And Jeff had A. Second trivia question. This is a fun one. And I hope you learned something from this. This will be a fun question. Number 2, by the way, North America now with 40, so 60-40. Second question. If a Hawaiian or Alaskan ham moved to the mainland United States and was working towards DXCC, so that's DXCC award, right? He or she would need to start over for DXCC. Kim, sorry about that. You're a dude. I apologize.
No!
You got me. I'm sorry, buddy. Okay. Congratulations, buddy. You got the first one. Thanks. You got North America back in the game. That's good. So you're a Hawaiian or an Alaskan ham, okay? And you're having a ball, working towards DXCC. Then work calls and says you got to go and live in Iowa. Okay. Do you have to start over for your DXCC? A is true. B is false. Let me know. And before you answer, think about this. Think about this. If you move from another country and you work in DXCC, could you keep working towards DXCC if you moved, say to America, say you moved to America, okay? Think about the answer. If, again, if a Hawaiian, so that'd be a KH6, King Henry 6, or Alaska, Kilo Lima 7, Ham moved to the mainland U.S., they're working towards DNCC, would he or she have to start over? Let's see. First one up is Kim, has B, false. That's incorrect. Cliff Bolts from the United States has A. From the state of Virginia, he's got A, which is true, and Cliff, you got it. 2 for North America today. Look at that. Yeah, it's true. And this will explain why. It's a terrible map. It's an awful map. But imagine if you were to move from one higher DXCC to a more common one, okay? If you move from Hawaii, which is hard to get, it's more rare DX, or Alaska, which is also DX to mainland North America, you'd have to start over. Same thing if you move from, say, I don't know, the UK to the United States. If you moved, you'd have to start over because you're now in a completely different DXCC entity. Everything starts over. Everything changes. That's why the answer is false. It has to be because the answer is true. If you start over in a new country, you have to start over for your DXCC because everything's different now. That's an interesting question, isn't it? Getting that one also. Anton with A. Andy had A. Steve had A. Greg, my friend, had A. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. I feel bad about that. Thanks for understanding. I'm sorry. I know now, right? I know. Jeff had B. Grumpy had A. And our dear friend Mike in Jacksonville also with A. Let's take a look at David Lurcia's shack. Well, not really a shack, but his life. More important stuff, right? Lima Whiskey for Delta Alpha Foxtrot. Look at this beautiful picture David sent me of he and his grandson at Christmas time. Isn't that beautiful? This is beautiful. Now, this comes all the way from the wonderful big city. Hang on, let me get it right. Wrong slide. Hold on. There we go. This comes all the way from Buenos Aires. That's where David's from. So he's down here in Argentina, and he gives me this beautiful photo. David with his grandchild. Lima Whiskey for Delta Alpha Foxtrot. Dave, thank you for the brilliant photo. This is a keeper right here. Beautiful. Just beautiful, Dave. Just beautiful. Thank you for sending it. If you'd like to send me a photo, have it part of the show, reach me at cqhamradiolive@gmail.com. Okay. I talked about this last show, and I want to get to it before we go. I talked about the WIA magazine, right? We talked about it, yes, the last show on Sunday. And this is it. It is wonderful. I want to thank Glenn Stevenson in Australia for sending this to me. It's really cool to read it, and I have read it. I really have. Take a look at this. They actually have this, and Kevin in Iowa, Kilo Zero, Kilo Lima Bravo, does this for fun. But look at what they have there. Silos on the air. No kidding. Look at this article. Now, this began back on the 12th of April of 2021, and guys in Australia started doing this. Look at they're just like everyone's working silos. And by the way, they call it SOTA. No joke. And we know that SOTA acronym means summits on the air, but in VK, it is silos on the air. No kidding. Look at these statistics. As of the 26th of December, the top score, okay? And how they do this, they explain it right here on this page, all right? They said, SOTA, which means summits on the air, remember that, okay? Originally launched with a simple scoring system based on the number of silos activated. But feedback from the chaser community was that activators were not sticking around at the silos long enough before moving on to another silo. So scoring via updated to include the average number of QSOs that the operator had logged per silo for the current calendar year. Okay, so they're talking about all the QSOs from all the silos. Now, I want to say one thing. Kevin on the channel has done this, but he does it with QRP. Very hard to do. And he does it successfully. It's amazing. Take a look at Kev's channel. Kilo Zero, Kilo Lima Bravo. It's brilliant. But look what the mates in VK are doing. Statistics as of December 26th for working silos as antennas. Victor Kilo 2, Yankee Alpha Kilo, 463.92, followed by Victor Kilo 5, Papa Alpha Sierra, 311.98. Top by silos activated. Victor Kilo 2, Yankee Alpha Kilo activated 24 silos. Victor Kilo 2, Papa Alpha Sierra, 19 silos. And Victor Kilo 2, Yankee Kilo 8 18 silos. Can you believe it? The top chasers by QSO, and these people are looking for silos. Victor Kilo 3, Zulu, Papa Foxtrot, 142 QSOs. Victor Kilo 2, Victor Whiskey, 114 of them. Now, activations by state, this is interesting. New South Wales has the top silos being activated currently at 58. If you're in Victoria, 48, okay? If you're in South Africa, 32, Southern Australia, 32. Queensland is 17 and Tasmania has 4. So the most activations are up in New South Wales. Total silos being activated, 923. Yes. Total silos by state, New South Wales, 339, Victoria, 298, South Australia, 111, Queensland, 83, Western Australia, 81, and Tasmania, 8. Wow. Isn't that amazing? And this guy keeps it up. He keeps the whole thing up. Victor Kilo 3, Tango into November. Silos on the air out of Australia. That is phenomenal. So what Kevin's doing, he's already a legend because now they got a whole group of those people at VK doing the darn thing. Amazing. It's amazing. Kev, thanks. Seriously, you started a new deal. Wolfgang, thank you for coming. Gosh, welcome all the way to Germany. Hello, my friend. Thanks for being here. Sorry I looked this way. Kim, thank you. Yeah, grandkids are great. Andy, just confirm, I'm in Bristol, England, not Wales. I love my Welsh friends. Sorry, Andy. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we're going to go. Isn't that great? Steve, silos on the air. Brilliant. Yeah, I thought so too. I was reading that going, oh my gosh, Kevin does this, but he does QRP. So that'd be SOTA QRP. Wow, unbelievable. We have some amazingly gifted people that watch this channel. Thank you for doing that, you guys. All right, I'm going to let you go because I'm getting pretty sore. But what was fun was we got to spend time together. Again, sorry for the appearance. Nobody's more embarrassed than I am. But I think the channel helps people. And I've received so many people who have emailed me saying the channel was instrumental in them getting a license or licensing up. Thank you. That's why I came. Until we meet again, God bless you. Thank you for all you do. And please understand that you mean the world to me. I want to get to a question before I go. Andy New, could you please explain what an activation is? Yes, it's when you start something. Think of a park. Let's pretend you're at a local park where you're at, okay? By turning your radio on and making calls from that park, you've activated the park. That's activation. That's what it means. If you're a silo on the air in VK, okay, you go to a new silo, hasn't been activated yet, you're now activating a new silo. It's when you start using something and doing something. Great question. Yeah. Yep, that's it. So it's fun. Thank you, Andy, for the question. All right, folks. Thank you for watching the show. I really appreciate it. Please understand, you can get your ham radio license and you deserve the top level. Don't settle for what you have. Contact someone out there who's really good at helping you find a local club. Or if you already have a local club, get to know them better. Get your high license. You deserve it. Contact the Wireless Institute of Australia. They can be found at www.wia.org. Make sure you hit the contact us bar. Let them know where you're located. They will give you a ham radio club close to you. Get to know those mates, but don't settle with the base intermediate until you get full. Don't settle in the U.S. with tech general until you get extra because you deserve it and you can do it. Don't make the worry of not knowing enough stop you from doing this. You can get the top level license. Until we meet again, wherever you may be, God bless you. I mean that sincerely. Thanks a lot for watching Ham Radio Live. From Oregon, goodbye, everybody.